Okay, now story in Lair of the Shadow Broker. I'm terrible at telling stories, so I'm going to keep it really short and say it's fantastic. I'll just say it right there. There's not much story here because it's only about a 2.5 to 3 hour DLC. But what is there is really, really good. Now, the story follows the Shadow Broker, really. The Shadow Broker is a character that was in the first Mass Effect, from what I heard, but you didn't really see him, you just heard him, like, it was like once in one sentence, like, they said, oh, the Shadow Broker's badass. He's an information dealer, pretty much. He gives information to people and blah, blah, blah. So he's a badass character. He's in the shadows. You don't even know what he looks like. Ooh. You do find out what he looks like in this one, but really, he's ugly. So, yeah. You follow Liara to Sony, who was in the first one, and she's pretty much going to try to figure out where he is so she can go and get her buddy back because he was captured by the Shadow Broker when they were trying to go and get Commander Shepard back when they found his body, and they're going to repair him with the technology. They have the technology, obviously, because he's walking around in Mass Effect 2. And, yeah, that's pretty much the story. She's going to go find where he is and beat his ass, pretty much. And, really, that's all the story is, but it's still fantastic because you hear the dialogue between Liara and Shepard, and it's really, really cool. And I just thought it was pretty sweet. There's some betrayal in here. You got some awesome action. You got some cool dialogue. You got some sweet stuff in this. So the story is really good. So let's go on to the sound of the game. Okay, now the sound is fantastic. I'll just say it right here. The voice acting is great. The sound effects are awesome, and it's just really, really well done. Now you get a couple new characters here and there. You obviously get the Shadow Broker, and you get another girl. I don't want to spoil her. You'll see it in the gameplay that I'm going to show, and hopefully you don't get pissed off, but really just you see her and she's okay. She's a voice actor, whatever. She's really a side character. She's not really in it all that much. You see her for about 30 minutes and that's it. And she's good, whatever. And sound effects overall are fantastic. So overall everything fantastic. So for sound. So let's go on to the graphics of Now the graphics, I'll just say it right here, I'm going to keep it short too. The graphics are phenomenal. The atmosphere, all the places you visit in this are great looking. You get on the back of a huge ship and it just looks beautiful. All the dust clouds and stuff it looks like, and just the environment itself looks fantastic. The ship looks cool, and the environment you go in, there's a part where you get in the car and you drive and there's a whole bunch of traffic coming and it's really cool. The whole city itself, the whole planet you're in, it looks really cool, and it's awesome. Mass Effect 2 graphics were phenomenal first. Now it just got even better with the atmosphere you're in, and it's just phenomenal. I'll just keep saying phenomenal. So yeah, the graphics are great. So let's go on to the gameplay of the game. Okay, now the gameplay, you don't really get much new besides maybe a new additional character to help you around with the missions, Liara, but really there's not much else that's different. There's sometimes where you have to go and like destroy someone's shield and go and melee attack them. I'm not going to tell you who that is you have to do, but you know, that's a little different. But really there's not really much different in the gameplay, and that's not bad at all because the gameplay is really fun. It's a great third-person shooter. It's one of the best ones I've played. I love how they pretty much stripped a lot of the role-playing bits that were in the first one that kind of took it down for me and didn't really make me want to play anymore. And they focused to the shooting, and the shooting's fantastic. And the RPG elements in the game are really cool. But, you know, it took a lot of the RPG elements out. I never reviewed Mass Effect 2, so don't think I'm just repeating myself. This is all new to you guys because I never reviewed it. I played it, I beat it, I never reviewed it though. So yeah, here it is. The gameplay, Mass Effect 2 is awesome, and the gameplay in this is phenomenal. Even though it's not different, it's still phenomenal. But here's the big problem I have with it. It is $10, 800 Microsoft points, and guess what? It is only about, like I said before actually, 2.5 to 3 hours. And that's a pretty big problem because there's not really any replay value like something like Mafia 2's Jumi's Vendetta. But to be honest, I'll say it right here, the DLC for this is much better than Jimmy's DLC, and I gave that a really good score. This I'm going to give higher than a 9. I really, really liked it. The story was fantastic. The new worlds you go to, even if it's only 2.5 to 3 hours, you're still getting, you're still getting a pretty good chunk of gameplay here, and you're still getting a really fantastic story that, from what I heard, is going to go on to Mass Effect 3. So you'll hear a lot of this stuff in Mass Effect 3, like, oh, the Shadow Broker, oh. And yeah, you'll just get a lot of stuff that's going to be the same in Mass Effect 3, which is really cool. And that's why I think you should definitely go check this out. If you're a big Mass Effect 1 and 2 fan, then definitely. If you're definitely going to get Mass Effect 3, then might as well, because you're doing something for Mass Effect 3 right here. So yeah, there you go. Check my description. Check the description for the full written review. Well, the written review. And yeah, there you go. Thank you and goodbye.